Hello, everybody. Welcome to Planet Holistic. I am your host, Todd Schaefer, and with me, as always, is
Kira Schaefer.
And today we have a very special guest, one of our good buddy, good pals, Christine Salter, the mighty Christine Salter.
The mighty Christine Salter.
The mighty, the amazing Christine Salter.
I will send your check for $15 in the mail. Thank you for that. What a great introduction.
No, wait, we're supposed to talk about that off the air.
Off the air.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, you're fine. That was a joke, by the way. She's not paying us for that. So, Christine, welcome to the podcast. How are you doing today?
I am fabulous.
Great.
I'm so excited that I get to sit and chat with two of my favorite people.
Oh, I love it.
Awesome. There's a lot of stuff we wanted to talk about today. First, before we dig in, I wanted to ask you really quickly, what has been your experience publishing with As You Wish Publishing as an author? I think you've been in multiple books by now.
So Happy Thoughts Playbook and Healer. And it's interesting because Spirit's been after me for a long time to write. When Kira put out for the Happy Thoughts Playbook, I'd seen books like this off and on and never jumped and I never went for it, but it just felt really right to write, to move forward with it. It's really... You guys have made it so incredibly simple that all I have to do is sit down and get my thoughts together, and everything else is like laid out for me like I'm a kindergartner, which I greatly appreciate because it's not great, not my experience or that kind of thing. And so it has been lovely, and I've learned so much, and I've met wonderful friends, and I love that my words and others are going out and making a ripple effect in the community and making a big difference. It's fun to say I'm an author and a bestseller at that, because you guys rock when it comes to getting the books out and the word out and getting it in the hands of people. So I've had a lovely time, and I look forward to publishing my solo book with you guys too. So
we are excited about your solo book. I can't wait to read that.
What's really quickly, what's the solo book about generally?
It's going to be teaching people about mediumship and how they can connect themselves without needing a medium, because it's something we're all gifted about.
Awesome. All right, so we'll go ahead and introduce the topic today. Today we're going to talk about intuition and divine connection. So, Christine, you are an expert on that. What can you tell us about this topic?
I think that there's a lot of misconceptions that people have when it comes to spirit communication, divine communication, intuition. In society, it seems that people think unless you were born open or seen your dead grandma or whatever, that that's not something that you also can do. For me, growing up, I didn't have any of those experiences. I grew up in a kind of a tough household, which made me sensitive energetically. But that's something that I needed so I can be a communicator. Mine didn't open up till I was about 26, and I was in massage school, and I was learning about energy, and it gradually, step by step, opened up for me. Most people, I don't think, just are wide open to spirit, because I think that would be too difficult to try and maneuver. But intuition comes to us in four basic ways: seeing, feeling, hearing, and knowing. And a lot of people are familiar with getting a gut feeling about something, where they'll have a gut feeling. They usually really recognize it when they don't listen to it. They're like, oh, I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have done that. And then hopefully they listen better, the next time.
Right.
We have guides, we have angels on the other side, and the way they speak to us is the word we call as intuition. And everybody has a primary and a secondary. So one is their strongest, like they're a strong feeler. They may see a lot of things, whether it's in their head or out in the world. They may hear things in their mind. And I joke, said, if you're hearing voices in your head, as long as, they're positive things, that's okay, because that's how spirit talks to us telepathically right in our little brains. If a voice is saying something other than positive, repetitive messages, probably not something that we're going to listen to.
Right.
Right. But I work a lot with parents, and so they'll say, oh my gosh, I heard my son talk to me in my head. I'm like, that's exactly how it works. But as society, we're conditioned to think that somehow, we've kind of lost our minds when that happens.
Yeah. And that's really so not the case. And I think that many people throughout history have been misdiagnosed as crazy.
Yeah.
They've just been really connected divinely.
So I think a lot of people now aren't really crazy. They are plugged in.
Right.
And our society just, you don't fit in the box. And so I guess we need to drug you so you fit in our box.
Right.
That sounds like a good book title. Drug you so you'll fit in our box.
Oh my God. Either it's a handbook for serial killers or it's normal human society. One of the two.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Back
to spirituality and connecting to our divine guidance. I went off the rails a little bit there.
Well, we're all born this way, and a lot of people will see like a medium. So let me give a little definitions here. So a medium, I'm a psychic medium. A medium is somebody who has the ability to connect with their loved ones in spirit or your loved ones in spirit. And so it's a divine channel that it's like tapping into a certain frequency. So everything is energy, everybody is energy, and we have the ability to tap into your loved one and bring through messages that are basically provable. And that's what a medium does. We're the middleman basically between your loved one and giving messages back and forth.
That's really the key is the provable part. And I think a lot of people kind of get stuck there.
Yeah. We call it an evidentiary medium is what we call it. You can bring through evidence. Yeah.
Okay, tell me more about an evidentiary medium.
Well, in my opinion, an evidentiary medium is really what you're going to want to look for, because I think anybody can say, oh, I sense this woman, and you're like, oh, maybe it's my mom. People can pretend that they're bringing through information it's very basic. An evidentiary medium would be able to say, like for me, so my experience, like if I were to tap into you or whatever, I describe what the person looks like. If your mom has, short gray hair, or long blonde hair or whatever, and, their personality, maybe they're really bubbly, or maybe they were not bubbly at all, because everybody's different. An evidentiary medium can bring through pieces of information that's, you can't find it somewhere. They'll talk about the signs that only you know about, or maybe when the person was dying and you're holding their hand and you whispered, it's okay to go, I love you. And the medium can talk about the scene and what was going on, even while the person, maybe they were comatose and the person doesn't know that they even are aware of what's going on. You might be able to tell they drove an orange car, or, that day it rained and there was a whatever. An evidentiary medium can bring through pieces of information that's basically not look-upable, that only you would know. And to me, it really helps move the ego aside for the person receiving the messages, because that doubt just really kind of melts away, because it's like, oh, that's definitely my mom, or words will come out of your mouth that is exactly how that person speaks. And so the person doesn't get in your body. That's a different kind of, that's called trance mediumship, but they're close enough that you can, it's like you and I talking over a computer. That's what mediumship is like.
Yeah.
But you're talking to me in my head instead of in my ears.
That is so cool. I think that when you qualify it that way, there are charlatans out there, and it's just so nice to know. I mean, I've known you for a long time. You're one of the most authentic, real people I've ever met. And you do your work with such grace and kindness and authenticity that I think, if anybody feels that they can trust my opinion, that Christine is definitely the real deal, guys. So,
oh yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Thank you. When you're working with somebody in such a delicate emotional state, whether it's grief or there's anger or, the whole cloud of grief that comes with it, to me, integrity is the number one most important thing. And as a medium, there's things that I have to say that make me really uncomfortable, particularly if somebody completed suicide, or, it can be a really heavy topic. I think that you have to approach it with love and compassion just to help them on this part of their path. And so, and again, integrity to me is, it's just so important, because people have to trust. And then once they know, oh, my loved one, that sign was from them or that license plate I saw was from them, then it opens up the door for them to start to trust more that, in fact, my loved one is around, and that it starts to open up their own intuition.
Awesome. What else can you tell us about intuition and divine connection that you're wanting to say?
I think that it's really important for people to set an intention when it comes to wanting to open up to their guides and angels.
I like that.
It's important to be grounded, and it's important to study up on it first, because I think it's really important to not just open to just, whoever or whatever energy is around. I learned a long time ago that that's not a wise decision. So if you're going to open or enhance your communication, my number one thing would be to ask for a high-level guide to guide this process for you. That could be Archangel Michael. He's the protector angel, and he's my BFF. So I call him in on everything. And I developed my relationship with Archangel Michael, and then the mediumship piece came. So for me as a medium, it's different because I have a spiritual guide guiding the process. So if I'm stuck or something, I know, our connection is good. I can ask him for help while I'm communicating, because we're talking in a world of language of energy, seeing, feeling, hearing, and knowing, not really a guidebook necessarily to help you sort through that. So if you want to open up and learn more about this, ask your angels. Say, hey, angels, guides. Of course, I'm that blunt with them. I need help with this. Help me find this piece of information. And then you look for repetitive things that start to come to you. And that's how you start to recognize signs and things like that coming from the universe, is repetitive ideas, thoughts, overhearing conversations. Something shows up on a Facebook meme, whatever. You overhear a conversation or somebody tells you about it. And it's like, I was asking about that. That's how spirit answers us. It's usually through other people also.
Yes, people are much more movable.
Awesome.
Yes.
I love it.
That word. Mm-hmm.
Christine is an incredible writer and medium, and like your article, Gifts from the Soul, from the Healer book that we produced this year. It's just an incredible article, and Christine really understands how not just to do the mediumship, but also to help people navigate through challenging emotional situations. I really love your intuitive approach and deep understanding of how guilt and forgiveness function in our emotions. And a lot of people don't know that. They just point to it and say, well, you got to undo that guilt. Well, you have an understanding about it that's really, really deep. And that comes through in your writing. So I'm really excited and I really want everybody listening to read your solo book when you do get it done, and when we do publish it. It's going to be incredible. And I've always told Christine, she writes like Sanea Roman. And if you don't know who that is, look her up, because she's one of the grandmothers of channeling. Mm-hmm. So, really great stuff.
So, Christine, when people want to get in touch with you, I know you have a special gift for them. And so I want you to tell them about that special gift and how to get it.
Okay, excellent. So I made my website really difficult. It's christinesalter.com. I have, it's under my bereaved parent tab, because I do a lot of work with parents that have children in spirit. I have a free video series. It's a 7-part series. It walks you through all the questions I received basically as a medium, and then how you actually can start to channel yourself. So the videos are geared towards parents, but it's information that's applicable to anybody. So whether you have a child in spirit or you want to learn how to connect with your own loved one, if you go on my website under the bereaved parent support, it'll take you to the free video series that will really give you a good foundation for spiritual journey and spirit communication. And I do have a Facebook group for the Grieving Heart, where I mentor for free parents in learning how to connect with their kids. So that's what it is that I give to the world. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Christine. And if you're wanting to check her out, it's christinesalter.com, and go and grab your free gift. And as always, I'm Kira Schaefer.
And I'm Todd Schaefer.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you next time.